There's a door in Zagreb that nobody opened for 42 years. Behind it, a woman sat at a table, a teacup in front of her, television silent. She'd been there since 1966, and her neighbors walked past that door every single day. This is the story of Hedviga Golik and how an entire city forgot she existed. Hedviga was a nurse, quiet, private. In 1961, she moved into an 18-square-meter attic apartment in Zagreb, barely bigger than a parking space, isolated, accessible only through a separate entrance. Her ex-boyfriend was the building superintendent. He gave her the place. When they broke up, she stayed. She had a sister in the city. They didn't speak. She had neighbors. They didn't check on her. In 1966, Hedviga told people she was leaving, maybe joining a religious group, maybe moving away. Then she closed her door, and no one saw her again. Days passed. Weeks. Months. Yugoslavia collapsed. Wars erupted. Croatia gained independence. The world outside transformed. Inside that apartment, time stopped. Here's where it gets disturbing. In 1973, 7 years after she disappeared, a neighbor reported her missing. Authorities searched across Yugoslavia, but nobody checked her apartment. Why would they? She said she was leaving. By 1981, neighbors suspected she was dead. How do we know? Because that's when they paid off the loan on her apartment. They weren't looking for Hedviga. They were fighting over her property. All of the neighbors wanted a piece of that 18-square-meter space. They argued, delayed, bickered about who had the right to enter. Then, in 1998, 32 years after she vanished, someone put a note on her door. It claimed to be from the City of Zagreb Census Commission. It warned that entering would be a criminal offense. The city never issued that note. A neighbor wrote it to keep the others out, and it worked for 10 more years. Meanwhile, her electricity bill was being paid automatically every month by the building's original architect. When he died in 2008, the payments stopped. That's when neighbors finally decided to open the door. Not because they cared about Hedviga, because the building was being converted to condominiums. On May 12, 2008, 3 neighbors forced the door open. The apartment looked like a museum. Mid-century furniture, black and white TV, cobwebs, dust on everything. And on the table, a teacup, the liquid long evaporated. In the bed, wrapped in blankets, they found her, mummified. The dry, cold attic had preserved her body. No decomposition, no smell. She'd been there the entire 42 years. Forensic experts couldn't determine exactly when she died. Best estimate? Somewhere between 1966 and 1973. A police spokesperson said, "We have no idea how it's possible that someone officially reported missing was not found in the same apartment she lived in." Hedviga was buried the next day. No family claimed her. No memorial service. Born alone. Lived alone. Died alone. Buried alone. Her story isn't unique. Joyce Carol Vincent died in London in 2003. Found 3 years later. TV still on. Pia Fahrenkopf in Detroit. 6 years undiscovered. In Japan, they have a word for it. Kodokushi. Lonely death. Thousands every year. But Hedviga's case reveals something darker than individual tragedy. Her neighbors suspected she was dead in 1981. They had 27 more years to check. Instead, they fought over property, posted fake notices, made excuses. They walked past her door every single day and never knocked. Hedviga Golik didn't disappear. She was right there. We vanished. The neighbors, the community, the world that walked past her door for 42 years. How many of your neighbors could disappear tomorrow? Would you notice? Would you check? Or would you assume someone else would? In our hyper-connected world, where we're constantly online, constantly available, Hedviga reminds us of something terrifying. You can be surrounded by people and still be completely, devastatingly invisible. If this story made you think twice about the person living next door, hit subscribe, because the most haunting mysteries aren't always about who did it. Sometimes they're about who didn't do anything at all.